Would you like to have more success? And if there was a way for you to have more success, then would you listen with an open mind? How would you like to discover a way to transform your dreams and ideas into a reality with a personalized and curated structure suited for you? I call this the conquer proof concept. And this is at the core of what you will experience. Rumi said, "It's your road and yours alone. Others may walk it with you, but no one can walk it for you." Now, while this sounds ideal and simple, which it is, a large majority of the conscious community are merely learning and dreaming and not impacting. The truth is that when the dreamers read all the books, watch the insightful videos, and even ponder on their great ideas, they often are attempting to fill themselves up with information and get inspired. And even those who are inspired to take action do so in a fragmented manner. Because while their knowledge may increase or their outlook change, their behavior and patterns stay the same, and so does their life. For many in the conscious community, most of them, in fact, this is the reality they face. Full of great ideas and motivation, they meet the habits, patterns, and cyclical nature of their reality, and with inconsistency, defeat the overwhelm of their life for that day. And if they don't have a good day, their thought is that one day something will give and a special moment will present itself, and what they've been reading, learning, and theorizing about will become their new reality. Only those in the conscious community with an understanding of the reality and methods for modifying behavior and setting clear and precise goals can say, "I wake up every day with confidence that I'm living on and in my purpose." Hi, my name is Brother 𝐁𝐫𝐶, and in the next few minutes, I'm going to share exactly how I and many other visionaries have transformed our dreams and ideas into a reality with a personalized and curated structure suited for our life, and how you can have the same structure. I'm also going to share with you one, the biggest secret that most ungrounded dreamers overlook in transforming their life. And second, the two issues that separate successful visionaries and those that learn and dream but never create sustainable change. This is the exact same structure that I've used to transform from an unconfident, fragmented underachiever to a successful, impact-driven visionary, and help many others gain clarity on where they want to be and can be in life. You see, over the past 2 years, I've been committed to helping a group of some of the most dedicated, impact-driven individuals do two things. One, connect back to their core essence, and two, having a lot of fun presenting that to the world. So if you're a dreamer, most likely an entrepreneur or aspiring entrepreneur, looking to discover a way to transform your ideas and aspirations into a reality with a personalized blueprint suited for you, then you're definitely in the right place, and you're going to love what I'm about to share with you. Now, the top three people who I work with fall into the following categories. Number one, the indigo children. They see the world in such a dynamic way, and they want to bring more life into our reality. Second type are coaches, or those desiring to be coaches. See, your passion for wanting to help others achieve their goals play a key part in our future. And the third is HEROES. It's an acronym, and it stands for humanitarian, eco-conscious, revolutionary, optimistics. All right, you embody all four of those characteristics. If any of those sound like you, you're my people. I want to work with you. So look, one of my clients, Lance, started working with me when he had no direction and was confused about where to go in his life and how to get started. He started working with me and is now on track to accomplish all of his goals and even has more. He's studying right now to be an outside consultant for small to medium-sized tech companies while also teaching the youth about the opportunities in the emerging digital economy. I have another client, Mahatma from Elite Motivation. She started working with me when she was recovering from a physical setback that zapped her energy. And now she's up and moving, running her business with more energy and presence with a sustainable self-care routine and schedule. And I have another client, Olivia. She started working with me, and in the first few sessions, she had a breakthrough that transformed her relationship with her parents and was able to conquer the doubts that stopped her from establishing boundaries using the process. Now, look, the best thing about this clarity producing system is that it, one, gives you a personal structure, two, creates holistic aligned behavior, and three, it shows you how to channel your power into creation. Now, in the conscious community, I'm sure you notice most people fall into one of these two categories. The majority are in this first category, tellers. People who read all the self-help books, watch all the courses, they can tell you all the information, but they fail to embody it, and they still aren't satisfied where their life is at. And then the other part of the two, the visionaries. These are people who embody the knowledge and seem to be enjoying their life and exude freedom. So what is it that makes some of the community powerful examples of transformation and mastery while others are reading the next book, buying another course, but they're still fragmenting their energy, staying ungrounded, and their dreams are fading? After connecting and rubbing elbows with hundreds of people around the world and been in this space for years, I've realized that the visionaries have two key things in place while the tellers have only one or two, or sometimes none. And the truth is that if you have both of these things in place in your life, it becomes very simple and predictable to produce the kind of impact you want on the world. Well, the best way I can explain this to you is with the story of how the Wright brothers invented the world's first flying airplane. So back in 1903, the race was on all around the world to invent the first plane that could fly, and most people became utterly obsessed with the engine. People started building larger and larger engines with more and more horsepower and strapping them to planes, completely ignoring the aerodynamics in the wings. Well, this resulted in some of the fanciest, most powerful engines in the world had ever seen, but it also resulted in planes that couldn't get off the ground and were great to look at, but completely useless. The Wright brothers took a different approach. While the world obsessed with the engines, the Wright brothers obsessed with the plane and its aerodynamics. They first focused on a plane that could glide without an engine. And then, when they had the recipe right, they strapped an ordinary engine to it, and voila, the world's first flying plane was invented. Now, I want you to pause for a moment and let this next point sink in, really sink in, because it's a big one. And it's almost the exact opposite of what everybody else is out there feeding you. Today, in the age of information, we're repeating history of the engine obsession. Most of the conscious community is obsessed with compiling the biggest and most expansive collections of knowledge and completely ignoring their system to convert that knowledge into actions, their behavior. The conscious community is obsessed and frenzied over every new self-help book, building the world's largest library, the 3-day course online, or the latest hack in brainwave states, when in reality, they're strapping a larger and more powerful engine to a fundamentally flawed plane. Now, remember how I told you that the portion of the conscious community who are transforming have two things in place that the tellers and infopreneurs don't? Well, those two things are, one, a deep-seated understanding of what they wish to create, and two, a process to transform knowledge into action. Because it comes down to this: if you can't put action to the knowledge you're learning, you won't develop and flourish. Now, let's get into the flow, and I'm gonna show you exactly how you can create a predictable structure for creating transformation in your life starting today. There are only two things that matter in facilitating transformation, and they are, one, gathering related information, and two, applying related information. If you're not making the change that you want in your life, then let me ask you these two questions. One, how much information gathering did you do in the last 7 days? And then two, what did you do in the last 7 days to apply the information you've already gathered? You see, in this space, it's easy to get distracted by all these activities and new shiny objects, but the raw reality is that you only need to do these two things. The transformers in this space, the visionaries, those that become leaders and create change in themselves and those around them, have a process for facilitating change, and they know these two things. One, what results they want, and two, a strategy to get the results. When you have a blueprint for producing results and you know these two questions, every day is as simple as looking at your calendar and seeing what you need to do and when. While the tellers and infopreneurs are theorizing over the best approach to get an outcome while fighting analysis paralysis and making a move, the visionaries, the transformers are producing results and making connections to generate a predictable result for themselves and impact for others. So what does this blueprint look like? Well, it starts with asking what it is that you really want. And we do this by getting clear on our desired outcome, by asking powerful, vision-revealing questions so it becomes obvious what the future should look like. Once we get the clarity, we create a plan filled with clear, aligned markers or milestones that are simple and create small action steps. The results of executing this correctly is that you will have a predictable way to transform your dreams and ideas into impact in a blueprint created specifically for you. And the best part, you'll know each day whether you're in flow or not in progress towards your vision. You will have finally begun walking the path that moves your life forward when and where you need it. So this next part I call aligning the core. And so to execute this life transforming blueprint correctly, you need to get these three things in alignment. And I refer to this as aligning the core. And the three things are purpose, impact, and results. When you have these three things in alignment, you can unlock your flow and literally have some amazing results, just like my clients and so many others have experienced. So now again, you have to have the right system to be able to do this and get the impact. You can do it the hard way, which is what most dreamers are doing by fragmenting their time, energy, and focus. You can figure it out yourself, and who knows, maybe you'll find a combination that works in a year or two or three, but most never do, which is why the graveyard is the richest place, a soil rich with dreams unfulfilled. Or you could do it the easy way and just get the systems to unlock it and get the results immediately. And that's what I do all day in my own life and for my clients in their lives. So again, I ask you, would you like to have more success? I've compiled a simple layout and blueprint to achieving more success. And if you've taken in what I've talked about, even at this basic level, you're going to find your confidence goes up if you allow it to. Your satisfaction goes up if you allow it to. Your ability to succeed goes up if you allow it to, which will amplify your skills and place you into a new reality, a reality that only 3% of the world resides in. A large majority of the conscious community are merely learning and doing nothing with this information. Society has taught so many that all we have to do is learn and that will be enough. And the truth is, there's a gap that must be crossed. The 3%ers have crossed that gap and continue to cross that gap. What I want to do is help you cross that gap too. I want to re-empower you so you can remember what you've always known, that you're enough. And so I'm sure the question now is, how do I do that? How do I cross the gap? Well, first position is take it easy and go on the first step. See whether this fits. It's not for everybody. What we're involved in is the business of core cultivation. And you've probably never heard of that before. And we're not talking about the physical plane. We're focused on reforming and shaping your core, specifically what we call your core 3, your base, your drive, and your focus. And this may seem like a big mountain, potentially unknown territory. It may even be challenging to your aspirations for life. See, our society has put aspirations down quite a bit on the totem pole, this desire to have, be, and do more. And it has this rather nasty negative association with greed. We're not talking about greed. We're talking about bridging the gap between where you are that society has placed you in and where you could be if you were connected to your center, to your truth, to your core, to your limitless nature. There are very few limitless people. I'd say about 3% of the population. These people want to get to the next level, really see what they're made of and what they could do and be. This could be someone who wants to express more of their creative side. This could be someone who wants to start a business. This could be someone who has that itch for more and wants to scratch it. This could be the person who has a big vision for how life could be for others, and they know they must first be the model for transformation. We're looking for dreamers who want to create a massive impact first in themselves and then on the world. That's really what we're here to do, create a lasting positive impact on our shared home. I was speaking with the father about 3 days ago, and what they were saying made sense, but it was an underlying principle that was holding them back. Some belief, some thought, some value that just wouldn't go away. It was holding their potential back, their happiness back, their success back. See, if you can't see past your circumstance, then it makes sense. When you're in the mud, you feel stuck. What if you could get out the mud? See beyond the mud. That's what we want to do. Give those with vision the opportunity to overcome the barrier. So, what do you think about the idea of channeling your power into creation, having holistic, aligned behavior, having a personal game plan for success, experiencing your new vision, seeing more opportunity in life? If you could achieve more success, would you do what is necessary to attain it? And if you have doubt, denial, dismay, that's your mindset. And if you're set, you're standing still. Visionaries move, dreamers stay stuck. If you desire to move, grow, and expand, and the opportunity to fulfill this desire was presented, would you take it? If you're a part of the 3%, the visionaries that want to become more limitless, then your next step is to set up a time to talk to me personally, then fill out a simple 10-question application. If you've been feeling that stir in your belly, that subtle feeling of excitement or butterflies, this is for you. Go ahead and get started. And if it isn't you, in time, when you come around, revisit this and let's walk together.